Hi, I'm Arnetta Quigley, and I'm going to tell you about my fork in the road. In the winter of 1949, my parents drove to Florida for a winter vacation. My mother's parents had always lived with us, so they were there to take care of my brother and me. My father and grandfather had a floor finishing business, so during the slow season, would take turns with a month off in Florida. I was a sophomore in high school and had a winter vacation coming up while Mom and Dad were still down there. They were staying with my grandmother's cousin and his wife in West Palm Beach. I pleaded my case to travel down by train and then would drive back home with them in the car. If we worked it out right, I would get about 5 or 6 days to get a tan to impress my classmates. They finally relented, and a ticket was bought on the East Coast Champion from Newark to West Palm Beach. I took an extra day off from school, and I was on my way. Dressed for February weather in a wool suit, wool coat, felt hat, and wool gloves, I got aboard the train. The train crew promised to watch out for me. Here I was, 15, on my way to sunny South. Little did I realize how long those 24 hours of travel would seem. I vowed then and there never to do that again, ever. My parents were there at the West Palm Beach station waiting for me. It was about 80 degrees as I disembarked in my winter garb. I could not wait to get into a bathing suit and sit on the beach. One day, Dad decided we'd take off for a trip to Miami. We went on further to Key Largo on our day of adventure. We had lunch there, and I was introduced to the original key lime pie at a roadside stand. Now it was time to head back. Dad and I looked at the map, and it looked like there was a shorter way taking us back to Miami. We drove to the point where there was a road going left with the sign to Miami and one on the right, not marked. But since we had the map, we were sure we'd find a shortcut. It looked like there was a causeway directly from this road to the south of Miami. We drove for about 15 minutes on a road shaded with huge trees. Finally, we reached the end of the road, and there was a fence surrounding a big white house on Biscayne Bay, and a large sign on the fence saying private property. As we approached the gate, a distinguished elderly gentleman and another man, obviously the groundskeeper, came towards us. My dad got out and explained to the man that we were looking for the shortcut to Miami. He laughed and said, "Sure, you can go this way if you can swim 25 miles. He detected my father's very slight Swedish accent and introduced himself as Colonel Gray. He was actually born in Sweden, but had changed his name from Hallström to Gray when he became a soldier of fortune. His groundskeeper was also Swedish and was delighted to be able to speak to someone in his native language. The colonel invited us in for something to drink and regaled my parents with his tales of adventures. I wish I had paid more attention because I only remembered one of the places, South Africa and the Boer War. In later years, we saw an article about him in a magazine about all his exploits in 13 countries, including Mexico with Pancho Villa, China, the Philippines, and Russia with the White Russian Army. He had joined the Merchant Marines at age 15, fought in World War I in the British Army. He came to the United States in 1925. He became a U.S. citizen in the 1930s. He held many military posts and became Chief of Staff to the Governor of Florida in 1935. If only I could go back in time and meet him, knowing what I know now. We said goodbye to Colonel Thord Gray and found our way back the way we had come and got back to West Palm Beach later that night. It turned out to be an interesting day. So remember, as Yogi Berra said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it.